Hey guys, so today I thought that I'd make a continuation video of Occupy Wall Street. I cut out some of it in my previous video, you can check it out. Also, I'll put links below, by the way, to Occupy Wall Street. They also have Occupy other cities, so if you want to go to one of these protests, check out the links below. Or you can just type in Occupy and then whatever city you're thinking about going to, and most of them will have a protest going on. Anyway, the previous video I don't think captured quite what I was trying to say, so I thought I'd upload this other video to fully get it across. And that is, I think that the reason why, in particular, the people on Wall Street are upset, the people that are protesting Wall Street, occupying Wall Street are upset, is because they're watching themselves and others getting arrested for mundane laws, like, jaywalking, wearing masks where they're not supposed to, for playing drums, using loudspeakers, doing all these kind of not very serious crimes. Meanwhile, the people up in the buildings, the people actually in Wall Street trading, led to this huge economic collapse. And, none of them have been, sent to jail. None of them have been handcuffed. None of them have been thrown on the ground by police, pepper sprayed, or any of that. And I think that that's kind of the root of this anger, this injustice that people feel, is that the system obviously is protecting Wall Street. I mean, from their standpoint, mind you. And I think that if you look at it from a political science point of view, if you look at it, which I'm a measure of, but which basically means I'm unemployed. But if you look at it from a political science point of view, there's not much argument that money plays an important role in politics. And in fact, if you donate enough money, that you definitely have something of a say in political campaigns. And I think that you can see that this system does, to a certain extent, protect these people in Wall Street. I mean, it's the reason why there wasn't any laws against, mutual, those swaps. And then it's the reason why there weren't any laws on the books about a lot of things. Because we allow Wall Street to police itself. And because we allow Wall Street to police itself, it leads to this. And this is the problem. It's the fact that Wall Street is not regulated. However, if you cross the street, I'm regulated, or you're regulated. You see what I'm saying? There's a split on this. It's not equal, if you will. And I think that's where this anger is coming from, is this why does a corporation get to do all this crazy crap, and I get and they don't face any consequences, even if they end up leading to people getting seriously sick or hurt or, major problems. But if I cross the street, I end up in jail. That's the problem. That's what's going on. And I don't think that there's much argument that there's something to that. Whether you're on the right or the left, you can say that, you can blame the unions for it or you can blame the corporations. But I think it comes down to politics is run by cash. And I think that that's just a fact in politics. I don't think that that's me manipulating words. I mean, there might be an occasional election where it goes some other way, but the vast majority of elections are run and financed by money. And money, where's our money? It's on Wall Street. That's the point. I could throw money statistics at you, but I don't really want to. You all know them. Like, 80% is owned by 20% or 4%. I forget the exact numbers, but you know the numbers. You've heard them. I'm not going to throw them at you. But the point is that once you have that concentration of money, whether those people are good or bad, what ends up happening is that they end up influencing a lot more power, and then that leads to harming the overall democracy. And if you're a fan of democracy, I am, then that's a bad thing. And we should stop that. I think that's kind of the line of thought. The other aspect of it is that these corporations have the rights of people, and that's simply, how do we get there? That's not true. You know what I mean? The corporations are not human beings. Like what's his name? Santorum famously did an analogy. Here, I'm going to be total ass. But Santorum did an analogy with marriage where he said, Yeah, I could call this married and it wouldn't mean it's married. I think that people are basically making that same argument. If you know Santorum, you know what I'm talking about, but if you don't, you can Google his name. It's kind of the same argument. This, a corporation is not a human being. This is not a human being. It's the same thing. So that's kind of the argument. That was a horrible demonstration. I should cut that out. But I think that's why people are angry. And I don't think it's one of those things where if the economy improves temporarily, it's going to fix things. I think the truth is that even if the economy improves temporarily, we're set up for another collapse. The banks got bailed out. None of them really had accountability. And what that means is that if I'm a bank and I only partially did what, any of these major banks did. If I only went in as far as, Chase or something, I only over leveraged as far as a bank that did it mediocrely, I'm going to completely go in now. Because I know that there's no accountability. I know I got a safe place to fall. There's a safety net. See? So I'm going to go in all the way. And what that means is that the collapse isn't that far away. Because these corporations are going to bet on that. And until we have something to tell these corporations, no, you see, you have serious consequences if you fuck the entire system. They're not going to listen. Why would they listen? It's kind of like if I robbed a bank and I ended up getting caught for it, but then they let me keep the money, and in fact they gave me more money, would I not go rob another bank? I mean, I just made twice the money or something. You see what I'm saying? It's kind of like that. It's kind of like you gotta make sure those people know that it's wrong. And how do you let them know it's wrong? You don't just say, no, that's bad if they rob a bank. You put them in jail. You do something serious. You gotta have a hammer besides the carrots. You see what I'm saying? And that's why people are upset, is that they see plenty of carrots, they see them getting extra money and shit, but they don't see no stick for those people. Meanwhile, protesters on the street, what do they get? All they get's the stick. They don't get any carrots. Yeah, they get to protest. Yeah, this is not Tahrir Square. We're not arguing that. Like I said in the previous video, I think that's kind of, just because it's not Tahrir Square doesn't mean that demands are any less legitimate. I think that the demands that these protesters are making, are completely reasonable in a sense, because our system guarantees more reasonable actions by our system than it does in Egypt, you see? Anyway, I don't want to go too far into this video, so I think I'm going to end it here. Subscribe, comment, rate. If you don't like what I said, post below. If you did, post below. Once again, I think the right's upset too. I don't think this is just the left. I think everybody's pretty pissed off at this place we find ourselves. And whether you blame the government or the corporations, I think it's the alliance between the two that's the key problem to either of the problems. And either of the culprits, the corporation or the government, and the key is to separate them, to split them up. You see? So that's my solution. That's my 10 cents of this issue. Anyway, subscribe, comment, rate. I said that before. Have a great day. Bye.